The first movie was excellent. The second movie was stupendous. The third movie, three's a crowd. Guys, back on the cinema scale, today we are taking a first look at Now You See Me, Now You Don't. The film is directed by Ruben Fleischer, whom also directed the first film in this franchise. The prequel, or the second movie, being directed by John M. Chu. Ruben Fleischer, the director of this movie, also directed Zombieland, Uncharted, which stars Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, and Venom, the first movie. This film stars Jesse Eisenberg, Dave Franco, Isla Fisher, Woody Harrelson, alongside three new cast members: Ariana Greenblatt, Justice Smith, and Dominic Sessa. Now, our antagonist in this movie is played by none other than Rosamund Pike. The movie takes place 10 years after we've last left our beloved horsemen. In this film, they reunite and team up with a younger group of illusionists whom are a part of their fan base. Together, the seven must come together to take down a CEO of a South African diamond company, which was started by her father, a former Nazi who used the business to launder money for criminals. Now, the original cast, I will say they did what they could with this movie. There was a lot of reasons as to why this film didn't work, and it's not because of our original cast members. But what I can say is that the original cast members did appear tired in this movie. They lacked momentum. There was also a lapse of chemistry. Rather than present their lines to the audience, they delivered their lines to the audience. And one of the things that I find to be a struggle in connection with delivering a line is that it lacks a method of presenting. And that's something that was lacked from our original cast. Some of their lines were cliche. There were moments in the movie that were boring. The runtime of the movie being 1 hour and 45 minutes. And there was just a lot of connection lapse. There was a lot of moments that just didn't come together to make a smooth transition. Now, these three new characters that are added, let's start with Ariana Greenblatt. She plays the character of June, and she plays this slick, smooth, young lady intuition in the film. Her screen time appeared to be the least in connection with all of these characters. I felt as though her full potential wasn't utilized. She did some crazy stunts. She said a slick line or two, and then she's off in connection with her job. I will say that I did enjoy, as a presence, Dominic Sessa. He plays Bosco. He's an overly confident kid without a sense of belonging. His character lacked some consistency. There were moments with his character where you didn't really know where to place him in the movie or in this group dynamic, but his performance as an actor was solid. The man did what they asked him to do. He did exactly what the director told him to do. I did appreciate some of the moments that he shared with Jesse Eisenberg. I thought those two had really good chemistry, even though they were playing the role of cat and dog for quite a bit of time during the duration of the film. Now, my favorite character out of this three new dynamic would have to be Justice Smith. Great character development on the part of the storyboard or the storytellers. And one of the things I loved about him is that he's the Velma in this equation. He's that book smart, nerdy, good screen presence. He plays that kind of character in this movie. He isn't a know-it-all, but he's that shy, timid, boyish, innocent, and intellectual charm in this movie. And I thought that worked for him, giving his appearance and how he was able to deliver that. He brought a nice innocence to the dynamic of the group. I also thought that he had great believability and connection with his role. Now, another person that was really fun to watch was Rosamund. I loved her as Veronica. She's the CEO of this company. She is sinister, but she has a taste, just a taste of elegance. I love that about her. Right from the beginning of the film, we're introduced to her. We see how she's willing to risk it all to do anything that's necessary to achieve her wants and desires. And an antagonist like that is always fun to watch. She plays a sly, slick-mouthed villain, and she really is a bit fearless, but she's fun. handling her southern accent, because obviously this takes place some moments in South Africa. But I really loved her in that role, just a lot of fun. The reason why this film fails overall is that the character development for a third film was lacking tremendously. It doesn't feel like a third film, but it feels more like a remake. The original cast members removed from the second film and then some returning created gaps that are impossible to fill. And I feel as though that's why some of those moments in this movie that they tried to create for emotional stability, it didn't work. For example, Mark Ruffalo is not present in this movie, and we know that Dylan Rhodes is a big part of the story. Morgan Freeman's presence in this movie is very brief, very small. And for a story centered around these two individuals, to remove them so drastically, to cause them to take a back seat, is just indeed disappointing. The reason why this movie lacked that balance is because you took out Isla Fisher in the second film. Now you bring her back, and then there's this new dynamic. There's this new warping of dynamic because you're balancing the character of Isla Fisher with the former horse girl that was in the second film. There's just a little bit too much clashing in this movie. It's a bit rushed and crowded. Now, because of these details, this movie was not a movie that I feel as though lived up to its potential in the franchise. So this is the type of movie that I would tell you to catch a matinee. Don't rush to the theater to see this. I caught it in Dolby Cinema, but you go catch a matinee. You will be entertained a bit. You will find some of the moments okay. But I thought the illusions in this movie, in connection with this movie, from the former movie, the illusions were just poor at best, man. We didn't get that fun, zesty trickster vibe that we got in the first two movies. That was something lacking drastically. There are no post credits in connection with this film, but we are very, very confident and very, very sure that this thing is heading toward a fourth movie, if you can believe that. So guys, that was Now You See Me, Now You Don't on the cinema scale. Let me know down in the comment box which movie out of this franchise is your favorite. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video and want to see more, click next.